I think a lot of us could stand to realize is that the stuff that we've learned over time that we've obsessed over for years, it can be packaged up and sold. I posted up some BTS stuff, right? It was like gear prep or whatever the case. He was just like, yo, I didn't get the vision before. That's what are your goals? What are you looking to achieve? And it's really like, who are you looking to help? Who are you looking to serve?
Starting with the people you know. Do your own.
Always you should utilize your resources. Like, I don't think we utilize our resources enough.
We don't.
One of the most important, if not the most important, asset to our businesses is going to be
truth in the air, let it speak.
Welcome back to another episode of Creative Roots Podcast, where seeds sown become visions grown. I ain't said that in a while, but I think y'all needed to know. This episode, we have Dyme from Dyme Digital Media, and she is your personal brand strategist. I'm gonna kick it over to her so she can explain to y'all what that is, because she gonna say it a whole lot better than me. So, Dyme, can you please explain to the people what is a personal brand strategist?
Before I get to that, first of all, I'll tell you, I want to thank you for inviting me onto the show.
Yes.
I think something like this is super important for the creative community.
Yeah.
You know, I know a lot of times we dive straight into whatever it is that we create. We love it. We love the craft.
Yeah.
But sometimes we don't really get into what happens before we get there or what's needed to propel us forward to whatever our goals are. So I really appreciate this platform right here.
Listen, I appreciate you even responding to the email. We're going to get into how I found Dyme in a minute, but I appreciate you responding to the email because I was like, I don't know how professional I need to be. Listen, hey, girl, I need you on this podcast. Holler at me. You know, of course, I didn't do that. I'm definitely more professional.
It was pretty close.
But I appreciate you even responding and then responding as quick as you did. So
love.
Shout out to you.
Yeah. All right. So look, when you say personal brand strategist, or, you know, when I put that out there, it's like, so, you know, I come from video. I do video production.
Right.
And then that led me into some video strategy, which I find I'm doing a lot more now. And, you know, I think one of the most important, if not the most important, asset to our businesses is going to be us. Right. And so it's really about making sure that you set yourself up or position yourself properly within your business so that your community is naturally drawn to you. And so what I do, I pretty much help to ask questions. And so you can fill in those blanks and understand how you want to put yourself out there. And I'm just a guide, you know.
So what you do, you basically give a questionnaire and help them hone in on what they want people to get from them. And it sounds like a lot of people, and I'm just assuming, I'm not going to even assume, but I know something that's common is people don't really know what they do. They just know they do something, and they don't have an elevator pitch together to quickly explain it. I ain't gonna lie, that's how I be. I'm like, how can I make this simple? I done gave you 5 different answers and still didn't answer the question that you asked me. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. See Shamar back there laughing. But to be able to do that takes things, I guess it simplifies things for people, because people want simplicity but can't give it. I'm just saying, that's just how I feel. So this episode is all about you. And I want to know how you got started in this. So I think I told you, Creative Roots, we dive deep, figure out where these roots started for you to become this personal brand strategist. So what was the first seed that got you started into this whole video space?
So back when I was a young lad, no, but for real, back as a teenager, my brothers used to make music.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is around the time we first got one of those big back desktop computers in the house. You know, we was the dial-up, the AOL, that back then.
Yeah, you got mail. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
You can't be on the phone and the internet at the same time. So back then my brothers was making music. And because they were doing that, you know, me, I like to do what's on the outside of it. And so I got into audio production. I got into graphic design. This is MySpace. I got into coding because, I don't know if you remember, but the top banners on MySpace, you used to be able to put like your contact box in there and code it. And so I got into all of this around the same time, video production. My mom had a camera. I think it was like a little Sony point and shoot. The memory card was only about 256 MBs. Like you couldn't really record on there for real. You had to record something, dump it, record again, dump it. And so that's kind of where I got my start, using trial versions of different programs, 30 days at a time. And that's basically what got me started in the creative field.
So you was really out here 30-day trialing it. and I don't think people know that's also when you had to use a disc. You had a big boy computer. You mostly had to use a disc. If you had AOL dial-up, you might be able to get on today. You might not be able to. It's AOL. I'm getting off AOL. We all, if you know about AOL, if you don't know, don't worry about it. You're too young. Just go sit down.
Oh my goodness.
And continue watching the episode.
Yeah.
So you said that was as a teenager. Your brother was a producer, basically.
No, they rapped.
Oh, so that's different.
Yeah.
You rap? You got bars?
Like right now, currently, or?
No, back then.
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty dope. Like, and I still write. I don't write. I mean, I write raps right now, but I write still, with script writing, short films, stuff like that.
Short films.
Not currently, but I'm just saying, like, the writing, it evolves over time.
Right.
You never stop writing.
Yeah, because I started 70 sheet notebook and I was rewriting the Power Ranger episodes. Shamar was cracking up. It was like, you did what? I'm like, yeah, dude. That's why I started writing my stories and my short films, right?
You did fan fiction.
You said who?
Fan fiction.
Yeah, that's what we're going to call it. Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to call it. I started with graphic design. I mean, well, that's what you want to call it. It was more like drawing the Bulls logo and selling it for $5 at school.
Okay.
The Wu-Tang logo, because Wu-Tang was big too. I'm just, listen here.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing.
Yeah, that one. If you don't know that song either, just keep watching. Just keep watching. You're going to learn. I mean, so that had to be, not to date you, I've already dated myself, I don't know how many times, but mid-90s?
Nah. So, all right. So look, I tell folks the date I usually give is 2007.
We had dial-up in 2007?
I mean, I come from where I come from, so maybe we was delayed. Like, don't judge my parents. Like,
no. So that was something else, because all the conversations we've had, you've never said where you were from, because I know you moved down here, and I'm saying down because I don't know where. So where are you originally from?
Wait, hold up. All right, so we had DSL. All right. Cool.
I mean, yeah, we good.
You sure?
Yeah, dang, dog. Feel like I struck a nerve. First of all, what you ain't gonna do?
Because I feel like if somebody ever call you dirty, like, there's an offense that should be taken on the behalf of your mom.
Yeah.
So you
Wait, so
like,
what you trying to say?
because I feel like if you talk about, oh wait, you had dial-up in 2007, I'm like, whoa.
No, because I'm asking, because I'm like, I don't know what I was doing in 2007. I wasn't on the internet like that. So that's why I'm asking, like, I don't remember. I wasn't asking like, wait a minute. So you telling me? No, I'm like, wait a minute. Like a serious question. Like, did we? Because 2007, I wasn't on the internet like that. I remember MySpace, but I don't remember how we connected to it. And I mean, MySpace was crazy. I don't even remember when MySpace was. You know what? I'm getting off this. Dyme, I apologize. Okay.
I digress. It's all good. I'm just messing with you.
People gonna be like, oh, she about to get him. Listen, we cool. We cool. I can't tell you what's gonna happen after these cameras go off and she punched me in my eye or something. But because listen, Dyme work out, y'all. I don't. So
I'm from New York, Brooklyn.
And I think you told, oh yeah, I'm not fooling with Dyme. I think you told me that. Did you tell me that?
Did you know what I'm saying?
I don't even remember. Shwan over here laughing. I'm not messing with Dyme. So, I know based on your video that you have that basically introduces you. I guess you would call that your brand video.
Brand story, yep.
Brand story. That's the word I'm looking for. I know from there you were in the forces. And I'm calling it the forces because some people I wasn't a Marine and I wasn't in the Army. You were, what was it? Because I'm not getting this wrong. You already gonna beat me up later.
It's the Navy.
The Navy.
Yeah.
I thought so because I see you on a ship with a camera. And how did that come about? If you want to talk about it,
What you mean? How did it come about?
like how did you end up in the Navy? And then how did your love for video spruce from there as well?
I ended up, so I never had military dreams in my life.
Okay.
My brother, my brother was going to enlist in the Marines. I saw he went to go see his recruiter and I went with him. And so I was in there, I was like, hey, can I join? He was like, nah, try the Navy. It's because I had a tattoo on my hand. So they like, they'll accept you over there maybe. So I was like, hey. So it was really like on a whim, low key. Like it's a lot of reasons behind it, but it was really just like, I wonder if I could do this, which is crazy. But that's what it was. It's a lot of things, but that's how it started.
It's a lot more. We're not gonna go into it. Yeah. Okay, well, we're going on to the next question then. So being there, based on your brand story video, you're holding the camera. I didn't see what camera it was. I'm not even going on there because of the conversation we just had with Shamar.
Yeah, he would love it. It was definitely Canon. I started on Canon.
Oh, well, yeah, me too. See Shamar?
Yeah, he would love that.
Canon has a place and it's lovely. So while you were there, what kind of video were you doing when you were on base, off base?
I didn't do video for a long time. Somewhere in my head, I thought like, yo, if you're doing this, you can't really be creative. Like this is what you're focusing on right now. It wasn't until maybe 2 years deep in there, I finally got my camera and my laptop sent over to California. That's where I was stationed at. Finally got my stuff. And then I was just running around. I started vlogging at one point. I did Veda. I don't know. Are you familiar with Veda? Vlog every day August or vlog every day April.
Oh, yeah. Those.
I did that one time. Vowed to never do that again. Started shooting video podcasts, producing. And that was basically it while I was active. It wasn't until we went on a deployment where I was able to see all these different businesses. I still got my camera. I got my camera on me wherever we go. And over there, I don't know, something clicked. So it was really two things. One is when I was shooting music videos, these artists, they would flash money all in your face, right? All in the videos.
But don't have money to pay you.
Never want to pay. Like, so I'm like, all right, bet. So when I was overseas, something clicked and it was like, these businesses, they need marketing materials. And so it's a different type of way that I could utilize this same tool to make a living, to have impact in a real way. And so I haven't considered video marketing for businesses. But once I did, everything clicked because these people, they understand ROI and they have a marketing budget. And so I think that answers your question or what you was getting to about, using my cameras while outside.
Yeah, I just got stuck in the store. I don't even know what the question was, but it's fine. So, that answers the question.
Yeah.
What were you doing using your camera while you were there? And you said you were across seas. So you were definitely in a completely different market than here in America.
Yes, for sure.
Were there language barriers?
I didn't shoot professionally over there.
Okay.
So not for businesses over there, but that's when it clicked because I was outside with my camera.
So that's when you got the idea.
Yeah.
So when you came back, you said, this is it.
Yeah,
and this is
basically.
what I'm doing. And they gonna like me because my name Dyme and I served. I am a veteran.
Hey, you say that and you joke and like my generation, of folks who was in the military, I noticed like we kind of shy away from that, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't wear the memorabilia that you may see the older generations wear. It's not something that we really talk
Right,
about.
right.
But I understand that that is a way to market, right? It
Yeah.
is a way to connect for
That's
people
why
to
I said
trust
it.
you. And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because if you can go across, it doesn't matter what you do. You can be the one in the room that cleans all the weapons. You can be the one that's just sitting there making sure everybody get their check. The only thing people know is you served the country,
Mhm.
and that's all they know. Nobody really. I've never seen or heard of somebody going up to anybody that I know that has served in any branch and say, "So what did you do over there?"
You sure?
Never. Me personally, I've never like if you say I serve, that's it. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
There's like, oh, you serve. Well, what did you do? Like, were you the one shooting people? Or
You'd be
like,
surprised.
I guess because I'm not a vet. I guess because I've never served. Nobody's asked me, of course. But the family members and the people that I know have served, I've never in that space seen somebody just. So what would you do?
Yeah.
Like what did you do?
How many bodies you got?
Right. And that's basically what they're asking. And it's like I've never really heard anybody in my space ask that question. So, but yeah, to use that for marketing, like, yeah.
Mhm.
And I think that's something that gravitates people to you based on your brand story because you have footage of you being out there with the planes on the what do
Flight
you
deck.
the flight deck. Cause I was about to say the ship, but it
I
ain't
mean, what's the ship? The flight deck
I'm
is on the
learning at the
ship.
same time. We're
Yeah.
gonna get this.
Yeah.
So to be overseas, you have this idea, you come back home.
Mhm.
How do you start implementing this idea? Do you sit on it or do you just say, all right, bet I know what I gotta do?
All right. So look, by the time we got back home,
Mhm.
after we unwind a little bit, um, going to that ship became a drag.
Mm.
It's just like, yo, this thing is still here. And it's really, it was because once that mental shift happened, now it's like coming here, it's almost like wasting my time because I know my heart is not in this like that, right? I have other things that I want to do. And so me, one of my homeboys from the ship, one of his classmates, because he was in school at that time, we ended up renting out a studio in San Diego. So we'll rent it out for a video podcast production
Mm.
and we'll shoot their podcast. He had one, I'll produce that. And then it was also a way for us to get business owners in the door so we could start building those relationships similar to how you do here.
Mhm.
And so that was the start of it. And plus, on a boat, everybody, the amount of entrepreneurs, or if it's not them specifically, it's their spouse that's running a business or whatever. So you
Yeah.
already have those kind of relationships. It's really just up to you to maximize them and lean into it.
Right.
And so that's kind of was the start of it professionally in that realm, specifically for business marketing videos.
Starting with the people you know.
Yeah, of course. Always.
Do your own.
Always you should utilize your resources. Like I don't think we utilize our resources enough.
We don't. And I fuss at myself when I remember what resources I have.
Mhm.
You know, it's like, dang, I could have,
Mhm.
I should. And then, you know, most of the time when you reach out to these people, because you work together or you've done something together or your family, you're related, however it goes, most people are like, yeah,
Mhm.
I've been waiting on you to call me, you know, or like, yeah, you know, when
Yeah.
I can come right now. You know, it's like, no, I'm not even there right now myself, you know. So
Let me put you in contact with this person.
yeah,
Mhm.
because I tell people like I know people and I know people, if that makes sense. And certain people I choose not to talk about. Shamar knows, you know, some people watching know, but yeah, no, I'll never tell who those people are. It's nothing bad. You know, it's not like it's the mob or nothing. But you have to use your resources because even in the midst of you starting, I'm pretty sure you had people say, oh, by the way, I got this. And, you know, I got people to be on the podcast and I know this person that owns a business. So a question that I want to ask too, in the midst of everything, how was your support system? Like, were you very supported? Like, people supporting what you were trying to do, or were they like, "Nah"? I don't know.
It depends on who you ask.
Oh
So
shoot.
so it's a mixed blend, right? It's definitely it's all love, it's all support regardless. It was others. I had this one chief who actually reached out to me on Facebook maybe a few months ago, and I was just posting up. I posted up some BTS stuff, right? It was like gear prep or whatever the case. He was just like, "Yo, I didn't get the vision before, or whatever." And so you got stuff like that, but for the most part, it was all love. I mean, I had my chain of command. They ain't want me to get out, but that was for their own reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to, because you saying gear review, I got to let the people know where I found you at. Listen, y'all. Hey, real quick, just wanted to say thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Creative Roots Podcast. If you are a creative and you're interested in being a guest on this podcast, feel free to send a DM on Instagram or TikTok, and you can find us at creativeroots.podcast on both, Creative Roots Podcast on Facebook, and we look forward to talking to you soon. Back to the episode. I got to let the people know where I found you at. Listen, y'all, I was looking for a case. So for those that don't know, we had to go to Cancun for a trip. What was it? 4 days, 5 days? 5 days. We had to go to Cancun. I'm not carrying my camera in a regular old camera bag, right? And I'm definitely not putting it in my suitcase. So I said, you know what? It's either a Pelican case or this Nanook 935. And I said, let me find out who did a review on it. Guess who pops up?
That'd be me.
Dyme pops up. And I saw how she had her case laid out. I was like, ooh, that's fancy. So guess what I ended up having to do? I ended up having to subscribe because, I mean, she was putting out content and it was worth watching. Because some people, they not putting out what's worth watching. And my case is over there. Listen, this case is so nice. I convinced Shamar to get one.
Yeah.
So thanks, Dyme.
Okay, but hold on now. I got questions.
Yeah.
Did you use the affiliate link?
No, I didn't see the affiliate link.
Oh,
I didn't.
That's crazy.
You have an affiliate link?
That's wild.
Shots fired.
Yeah,
Low
I mean,
key.
I just asked a yes or no question. I mean, if you feel like you got hit, that's on you.
I did. I got hit right here.
Yeah.
That one. Because I'm all about affiliate links, you know.
Are you?
Listen, Dyme was the first one to actually explain something and show the inside of the case.
That's crazy.
And if I remember correctly, you have the lid organizer. So you convinced me to get the lid organizer.
Wow.
Because I'm like, what am I going to put in there? I just throw everything else in a side bag or whatever. I'm like, but why? Y'all, go find that video because you know what? You said what? Yeah, it's down below.
Oh, that's
down yonder.
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know. And I can't return it to use their link, but so that's how I found you. And the way you speak clearly and the way you convey your message on camera, I can tell that everything that you do is very genuine. You're not doing it just to be like, guess I got to put out another video this week. You know, you put out content that speaks to saying, hey, this is what you should do for your personal brand. If you need help, I will be your strategist to do it. And with a lot of businesses, a lot of people don't say, hey, this is what you can do. But if you feel like you can't do it, call me. And I think that's typically the end result for what we do. Even here, it's like, you know, if you want to be on Creative Roots Podcast, call me. Because some people will sit there and be like, man, I didn't know I could be on the show. And it's like, you know me. All you had to do was ask, you know. Yeah. And then for those that don't know me personally, reach out. I mean, I reached out to Dyme and she was like, I mean, we got to talk first. I'm being funny. But, you know, we sat, we had a meeting. We understood where we were collectively and seeing how we can use this space for both of us, you know. And you talked about you had people there that were supporting you from the beginning. in the midst of everything, you got the naysayers, the ones that don't typically see the vision. Does anything specifically stick out that is like that one negative person or those few negative thoughts that make you say, I'm gonna show you?
Not not back then. It's probably when I came out here, actually. So when I came out here, it's a whole new thing. I'm essentially starting from zero.
Ooh, okay.
And so I didn't have no support. I didn't have any support systems out here. So I'm really just building from the ground up. I'm back to my creative roots. And so it was a few people that I reached out to. It was just basically along the lines of, I see that you got this going on. If you ever need extra hands on set or whatever. It wasn't like hire me. It was more like I'm trying to get acclimated in the community.
Trying to
And
know some people.
yeah, basically. And that didn't really work out. Even with so my thing with that is like, if I don't like to ask for help anyway, right? So I'm gonna figure it out regardless. Naturally, I'm not really gonna ask for help. And so if I do ask for help, it's really me putting myself out there like for real. And not to say that I'm owed anything, but to not receive help, and you may not be able to give it, right? Whatever the extent is, whatever, right? You dig? But at the same time, I know my heart, and I know like if you was to ask me for help, I'm gonna show up for you regardless. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna work it out. And I got this rule where as long as I'm not going against myself, then I'm willing to give. And so it's those where I feel like I could have received a little more support where I didn't. I'm like, all right, bet. And it's like a list. And it's not and it's not like a real list, like, but it's more like it's like fuel. It's like stubbornness. It's like, you watch this type of situation.
She got your names written down.
But it's not a list. But I do know, like, if I was to think about the people that I reached out to and asked for help, I guess, but it's not.
Nothing. And the thing with us is we don't gatekeep here.
Yeah.
What's the point? Usually people gatekeep when they are afraid that that one thing that they think they know a lot about is going to cause people to do it better than them. And when you get in that space, how good are you really if you scared somebody's going to supersede what you're doing?
Yeah.
Like if somebody says, hey, Tay, teach me videography. All right, bet. I teach you what I know. Now, if you take that and you go past me, you say, hey, you not going to return the favor. Like I can't get on one of your jobs, or you can't put me in contact with somebody, or, we're not friends. Okay. All right.
I didn't say that.
No, but this is me.
Okay.
This is me. You said, you're looking for help. You're asking. They're not giving. Or you're helping. And then they're like, I can't help you. That reminds me of a situation with one of my brothers. Yeah, I'm putting it out there. I don't care. He helped some guy get his music career up and going and didn't charge him. I mean, he could have charged him. Music license syncing and all of that. And he asked the guy for a verse. He was like, well, I charge X, Y, and Z. He's like, wait a minute. Everything that I've helped you, he said, hey man, I didn't tell you to do what you did. I didn't tell you to do it for free, and I wasn't going to force you to, charge me, but I can't give you a verse unless I got that money. And it's like, my brother was hurt because he's a giver, and he's not asking for much back. 16 bars. He's giving you over $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 worth of knowledge and material, and your response is, "Oh, I charge." So I get it, from even his standpoint. But I know for me too, it's like I'm not, like you said, I'm not giving outside of what I know I can. And when I do, another thing is, if I give this to you, am I losing anything? And I take that approach, like I'm willing to lend you my time with nothing in return. And that's the mental that I've had to run with. But when people just, I'm not even going to say the word, but when people act like that, yeah, you got a list.
Yeah.
We got listises, okay? We see you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you moved from Cali.
I'm going.
Back. You going back? But we just singing a song.
No, I'm just singing the song.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Just gotta check.
But I
So
liked it there. It was a beautiful time there.
I have a completely different experience.
Sorry to hear that.
I was a truck driver. So truck driving in LA, surrounding Cali in general, until you get up 5 and what is that, 99. Once you get over there, I'm good. But so I'm gonna digress from that. But yeah, a lot of people say that they like Cali. My cousin is still out there. He comes home and he's like, "This ain't it. I just came to visit. I thought I was moving back.
He
This
do
ain't
that?
it."
Like,
Yeah, yeah, he do that. He
you
just
want
get
to like? I'm not visiting. You know what? I take that back. I take that back. I take it back because you will get humbled.
very,
Yeah.
very, and it'll strike you. So you're from Brooklyn
Brooklyn.
in the Navy. Pick up a camera again. Move to Charlotte ish. Start your personal brand strategy journey. Question: how is that going? And the reason I'm asking that is because I want to get people to understand it's a lot of businesses out here. So I'm gonna leave that on you.
So I still do video production.
And I know you still do podcasts too, right? Not as much.
Like for others or
Yeah, for other people.
not really. I mean, I would. It's not something that I promote or advertise.
Yeah.
But
I'm just going off of what I've seen in the video, what I
Yeah, yeah,
heard
yeah.
in the videos. So yeah.
So I still do my video production. So when I came out here, it's like I have to do video production. I could do consultations and strategies or whatever, which is what I do now. But when I first came out here, I still had to go all in on video production because that's the quickest path to monetization. I have all the tools, I have the resources, I have the knowledge, right? Folks, they want videos, like they could take it, upload it, or whatever the case may be. Selling information, it's a bit different because it's not something that's tangible, right? I granted videos is digital, but you can still see yourself. If I'm
Right.
sharing information with you, now the onus is on you to execute. And so there's a different personality type that you have to be willing to do that. And so I really started getting into more of consultation and strategy sessions and things like that because I was asked the question is, how do you do this? How do you do that? And then at some point, for me, I realized, and what I think a lot of us could stand to realize is that the stuff that we've learned over time that we've obsessed over for years, it can be packaged up and sold. It should be packaged up and sold. And so I started working with a business coach. And so my core product is the brand story video. The brand story video is $3,000 to start, right? And so with that, he was like, "Yo, that's cool. I get it. I understand the ROI on it. I get that it's an investment. It's going to work for you for years to come. I understand all of that. However, if I was to just meet you, that's a high floor to kind of get over, right?"
Yeah.
And so what he advised for me to do is to actually package up my knowledge. He didn't say that specifically, but he was basically, we walked through the whole value ladder. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the value ladder.
Not offhand.
So let's say the brand story video is 3K, right? You might even start noticing it once I lay it out. So somebody might have a digital download, a lead magnet. You get that for free.
Yeah.
They might have a digital product that costs $27 or $47. They might have a course or something that start at $299 or whatever the case may be. And so they're walking you up their ladder until you feel
Okay.
comfortable enough giving them that large sum.
That makes sense. Yes. So I do know what that is. I didn't know that was the name. Maybe I've been missing that in everybody's videos I've been watching. But yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, they might call it a value, like they might call it a funnel. It's all essentially the same thing, depending on the positioning of that. And so with that, my mind kind of expanded a bit because now from the comfort of my home office, we can hop on a strategy call and I could charge, let's say, $499 for a 90-minute session, right? And we could talk back and forth. And with that, with my strategy calls, I'm going to give you a PDF, a deliverable, basically what we talked about. I'm gonna lay it out. I'm gonna give you executive summary so you can know exactly how to go about it. And now, while I'm not gonna be able to make as much right now off RIT because this is a pivot in my business, ultimately it doesn't cost as much in labor. I don't have to bring out the gear. I don't have to show up on set. I don't have to do all of those different things.
You don't even have to leave the house.
Exactly. And now I could take on more calls in a single day than I could on shoots coming out to wherever the location is.
True.
And so it was a mind shift for me. And so now I've decided to lean more into strategy because of that. And at the same time, with the way that I'm going about positioning myself, we can go from the downloadable, the lead magnets, or the online course where I'm hands off until we get to that consultation or the strategy session. And you might realize, yo, this is too much work for me to do. Like, do it myself, DIY. That's the information that DIY is really DIY information for you to execute or for you to hire somebody to do it, even if that's not me. You might say, yo, this is too much. So the people that's going to execute, they probably have the time, but not the money.
Yeah.
Right? So now when you come across the folks who got the money, now we can go from the strategy session and you could hire my production company to create, and we're building that relationship because you understand I'm not just a camera op who's going to show up, shoot, record, edit, do everything that you say and deliver. I'm going to offer you some pushback. I want to make sure that this is really going to give you a return. I'm looking at it for all these different things so we can know that it's really about marketing. It's really about getting you what you say you want from your business. And we're using this as a tool. It's a tool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just agreeing. You done?
Yeah.
Okay. Because listen, the amount of information that you just said, that's free game, y'all. That is straight up free game. Not only did she plug herself, her business, and tell you what her prices are and tell you how to get there, but to understand where you need to start at. And like I've been saying, if you can't do it yourself, I got you. You're not just a camera holder. You're not just a videographer. You don't just, like you said, you don't just show up and be like, I'm here. What y'all need me to do? And what you want me to give you at the end? Yeah. Okay, well, I'll see you. I'll give it to you in 2 weeks. I'll give it to you in a month. Whatever the deliverables are. Because, certain things can be done in 2 days. But a lot of people need to hear that again and again. Again, this whole podcast, if these phones don't stop freaking vibrating, this chair is over here rumbling. But the information that you just gave it's very priceless. And people have to know where they want to go in order to know what they're trying to do. You need to know what you're trying to do so you know where you're trying to go. Am I wording that right? Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Start with the end in mind.
Yeah, and that's what I say, because that's how I shoot. I shoot with edit in mind. I make sure that whatever I set on, step out on any event we do, okay, I know where this is going to go. I know where that's going to go. And as time goes on, I know what the final product is going to look like, give or take 10% of it. And you have to know where you want to end up at, even if it's a short-term goal. Get that lead magnet, download that free PDF. But I feel when you have that strategy call, you have that meeting, the $4.99, and you give them this information, it's like you said, are you going to do this? And I want people to know that we're not doing that in a sense of, if they call me, they call me. If they don't, they don't. It's like, we really care. We care. We really care. Because if we didn't, I'm not taking this phone call. I'm not responding to your email.
Yep.
And I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm in there. So I got a question. With everything that you've been through in this space, what piece of information or what seed would you plant for other creators or people that are trying to get into this space?
Other creatives or people trying to what space?
The creative space, like somebody that's just sitting there, or what's the word, Shamara? The people struggling. The who? Yeah, the analysis paralysis, the imposter syndrome, the struggling artists. Those people, any of them people that's trying to get where we at, and all that.
Okay, so when you say where we at, you mean like using that creativity for business purposes, or
In your case, we can go there.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I think it's really just about exactly what you just said. What are your goals? That's what are your goals? What are you looking to achieve? And it's really like, who are you looking to help? Who are you looking to serve? And I think that's what matters the most, so that you know exactly how to channel your energy, so it don't feel like you're forcing yourself to do something that you don't want to do, or you think you have to do it.
Yep.
So I think it comes back to, what are you looking to achieve, and who are you looking to help? And I'll tell you a quick story. So I have a friend of mine
Mhm.
who's into now. It's a new field for him. He's into organic, an organic lifestyle, like living a healthy organic lifestyle. And so for him, he went through his own journey where he was facing different health issues or whatever. And sometimes when you go to the doctors, they don't hear you, they don't care to understand what you're talking about, or it's in your head or whatever the case. But you're inside of your body, so you know what's happening inside of your body. You know how you're reacting to different things. And
Right.
so for him, he was forced to heal himself. And
Mm.
so over the course of time, now it's like all these different things he got to learn about, right? He got to learn how to do this. He got to learn how to do that. He got to learn how he react to these different things or whatever. And so now, because of that, he wants to spread that to the world, to the community or whatever. And specifically us, where we grow up in a very particular way where we don't have access to certain things, and we have to live a certain lifestyle, but we may not be able to sit down and process how we're feeling,
Mm-hmm.
because the next thing got to get done. And so
True.
his mission now is to kind of combat some of the things that some of the ways that we've lived over the course of decades.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, to prevent future generations from living that same lifestyle. And so I bring that up to say, those are the type of people I want to work with. Because at the end of the day, I would like to be a rock in a lake, in a pond. And when I say that, what I mean is that ripple effect, right? So I get to help him to amplify his message so he can go on and serve his community. And that's a community I care about as well. And so back to your question is, what do you want to achieve? And then what needs to be true for you to accomplish that?
So what you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to do? What's your end goal? Because if you don't have one, how do you know where to start? That's deep. Maybe it's just me because I'm a lyricist. I'm a poet. So I see all of this, and it's a very important question. That's like saying, don't just start social media to become an influencer and you have no influence. There are certain things that nobody cares to see. And even in the midst of that, there are things that people need to see, even in the space of the majority might not care. And if you know what your end goal is, stick to it, adjust along the way accordingly, but stick to it. Set a goal, obtain it, hold on to it, and stop letting everybody tell you what you can and can't do. I'm gonna throw that out there too. Just because, like you said, you knew what you wanted to do, but there were people that are like, I don't know, Dom. I feel anybody that jumps into the creative space, there's always going to be someone. It doesn't have to be family. It doesn't have to be a friend. It could just be somebody that doesn't fully understand and just be like, how did I put this? They speak from their own perspective. They speak from their own mind. They speak from their own heart. They speak from their own wallet. Am I lying? I don't think I'm lying.
You just touched on something else, but go ahead.
You want to talk about that?
I'll just say, all right. So like, when you say they speak from their own wallet, so first of all, I'm with you. Like, people come to every situation, they speak from their own biases, right?
Yeah.
They didn't achieve their goals, so it's no way that you can achieve yours.
Right.
And I also want to say really quickly, when I say what are your goals, it comes back to your why. What's driving you? What's pulling you forward? Right. So when you say they speak from their own wallet, that comes down to a lot of creatives. We undercharge for the value that we're actually delivering. And that may come down to we don't know how to articulate the value, or we may not ourselves understand the value that we're actually delivering. And so we charge based upon what we may pay. Or be like, yo, there is no way they're going to pay that amount. And they will. You just got to find, you're in the wrong rooms if you can't find what you're worth from the folks that surround you.
Change rooms.
Yeah.
Change rooms. I'm gonna leave everything else alone that's going through my mind, but I'm gonna end it like this. Like she said, know your why, know your end goal, and know why you're trying to reach that end goal. Dyme, let people know where they can find you.
YouTube. Yeah, catch me on YouTube. I'm trying to do something over there. YouTube.com.
You ain't trying, girl. You're doing some stuff over there.
At Dyme Digital Media, or, Dyme with some whatever. I'll pop up.
Yeah, she out there. You can't miss her.
I'll pop up.
I mean, she all over there, so you can't miss her. But listen, I greatly appreciate you being here, coming to the Creative Roots podcast. I appreciate you answering that email. I appreciate the video to get such an awesome case for my camera equipment. And that's it for this episode, and we are out. Peace.